Do you have an annoying spirit in your home? Are you being haunted? Are ghosts knocking your stuff over? Are spirits being mean to you and disrupting your life? Well, my friend, you've come to the right place. When there's something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! If you're watching this video new, this is going up in October, kind of hence why I'm dressed up. I also just think it's funny because we're talking about getting rid of ghosts, and Ghostbusters is on the case, guys. We're on it. We're taking care of it. It's happening. Ghostbusters is here. The pack is on. We're ready to get those ghosts. Seriously though, in my day, I have dealt with my fair share of annoying, rude, mean, malicious, disruptive spirits, and I have tried so many things to get rid of spirits before, so I thought I would share in a video the things that I have found to be effective. Here are some things you can do to get rid of unwanted spirits. Of course, if you're dealing with more mild spirit problems, maybe just one of these steps will work for you, or doing some simple things could be effective. But I'm assuming you're here because you've had pretty prominent spirit issues, so very likely you may have to do many or all of the steps that I suggest. And if you're here because you have very, very persistent problems, you can stick around for the end because I do have some suggestions. In the beginning, when I first have a spirit problem, my first thing that I try is kindly asking them to leave. If I did not ask for them to be around, if I did not welcome them into my space, I just kindly ask them to leave. And I give this a little bit of time and patience to see if they will leave. If they don't, then I tell them to leave. It's no longer a, hey, can you leave? It's no longer a question, it's a statement. It's, leave my space. If you're being kind and kindness is still not working, then you have to be more firm, and it jumps to, leave my space, exclamation point. And if even that is not working, then you jump into needing to do a whole ritual to get rid of a spirit. And that's basically what I'm here to suggest about today. If you need a whole ritual to get rid of someone, then this is where we're at. Step number 1 is have a solid intention. Starting off with a clear, solid, unbreakable intention is important. You gotta start off knowing what you want. If you're unsure about keeping a spirit around, then it will not work. Because if any part of you is still wanting them around, they will stick around. If you want someone to go, you gotta be like, sure, you gotta go. Have a solid intention and move forward with any of your ritual steps with that same solid intention still intact. That is your foundation, and it needs to be solid with no cracks. Step number 2, you can ask for the support of spirits, angels, or higher power. Ask your angels, your passed away loved ones, your alien friends, your galactics, your higher power, whoever it may be. Maybe it's simply God. Ask your higher power friends for their support. As you're going forward with the rest of your ritual, you can ask higher power to uphold, strengthen, and uplift your intention. A note about spirits is that some of them are so polite that they will not help you unless you ask for their help. So be clear to ask a specific spirit for their help, and be sure to be clear about what you're asking of them. Don't just ask like, hey, spirits, help me, because that's super vague and you don't know who will show up or what they will do. So be clear about who and what you want from them. An example, spirit, please cleanse away this unwanted energy and bring this space and myself back to pure, neutral energy. Please help protect this space, protect me, list anyone else who is in the space who also needs protection. Please keep unwanted energy out, unwanted spirits away, and bring peace and love here instead. I gratefully accept your presence and your help. Thank you. Number 3 is cleanse the energy of your home. Once you have your intention, once you have your spirit support, once you are ready to go to war, Cleanse the energy of your home. Don't forget to cleanse yourself. Don't forget to cleanse anyone else who lives in the space with you. If you are sloppy and if you miss things, stuff will get back in. Trust me, especially the persistent spirits. If you have lighter spirit problems, you may be able to just cleanse yourself and you'll be okay. You could cleanse just a single room and you may be okay. If you have very persistent problems, like I said, you'll have to cleanse yourself, every person in the home, and everything in the home, and the outside of the home, and your property. I've been there. Something that I think people go through with cleansing is they may cleanse something or a space and it doesn't work, and they're like, why didn't it work? But in my experience, when it doesn't work, it's because you weren't thorough enough, to put it simply. So you gotta be really thorough. The more extreme your problems are, the more thorough you need to be. If you'd like to hear more details about how to cleanse the energy of your home, you can watch last week's video. It's already up. It's how to cleanse the energy of your home. Step number 4, extra protection. If you need extra protection, I have a couple simple suggestions. If you're into using crystals, I suggest black tourmaline and selenite. I suggest using them as a pair, not separate, and I'll tell you why. Black crystals are great at repelling or absorbing negative energy. It's like a sponge. The con of black crystals is they have to be cleansed a lot because they absorb all of that energy and then it becomes like a bad energy radiator. So you have to cleanse your black crystals often. A shortcut to not having to cleanse your black crystals is if you pair it with a self-cleansing crystal. Selenite is my favorite self-cleansing crystal. It is also a white crystal. It's an angelic crystal. So you have a black crystal that's absorbing the negative energy. You have a self-cleansing selenite that's cleansing the energy out of that. And selenite also amplifies the energy and intention of whatever crystal it's with. Black tourmaline and selenite, a very effective pair. If you don't have black tourmaline, any type of black crystal also does really well. Again, I most suggest to pair it with selenite because selenite is really, really great at self-cleansing and cleansing other crystals. If you do not have selenite and can't find it, clear quartz is a great amplifier and balancer for other crystals. You will have to cleanse whatever it's with, and you will have to cleanse the clear quartz as well. But a black crystal will last longer if you pair it with a clear crystal or a white crystal because it will help balance out whatever darkness it absorbs. Pro tips. Another suggestion I have that's super easy and very effective is hang protective symbols in your house. The most effective one is to do one at your front door and one at your back door. You can do it on the outside or you can do it on the inside. The most effective one I have ever come across is to use a cross. This is a really, really old thing. It's been around forever. It's actually more so like an old Catholic thing. You hang a cross above your front door and a cross at your back door, and it protects your home. And guys, I swear on everything, it so works. And I'm not a super religious person. I'm not super Catholic, but it works, y'all. Crosses work. If crosses really aren't your thing, you can absolutely use something else, like an evil eye. You can use Buddhas at your front and back door. You can use yin and yang symbols. You could use Celtic symbols that resonate with you. You could put angels at your front and back door. You could put beautiful crystals at your front and back door. You could put witchy things at your front and back door. The list really goes on, but find some type of protective symbol, something that resonates with you, and put it at your front and back door as a protective thing. Another one I would suggest is like lions or dragons. Protective symbols. Think on that. What resonates with you? Something else that works very effectively is wearing a protective necklace. You could wear a crystal that resonates with you. You could wear the pair of black tourmaline and selenite. I think that would work very well. You can wear any type of amulet or any type of necklace that really resonates with you and makes you feel safe. Something that I have worn a lot in my life is a St. Christopher. Again, I'm not a super religious person, but they work. I could share about it more in a separate video, but essentially you get a necklace that resonates with you and you infuse it with a specific intention. And then anytime you wear it, it has that intention intact. And in my experience, you don't actually have to reset the intention or cleanse it all that often. If you wear it 24/7 and every day you're like, yep, I'm still wearing it, it still has the intention, it works. Step number 5, repeat as needed. Re-cleanse as needed, refocus your intentions as needed, speak with higher power and ask for their assistance as needed, re-cleanse your home and yourself as needed, re-cleanse your protective symbols, your necklaces, whatever your amulet things are, re-cleanse those as needed. Especially if it worked the first time you do it. If things start coming back in, just repeat it. Just do it again. Some spirits are extremely persistent and will test you and push you, and it's all just to see if they can get to you and mess with you. Don't let them. Do not let yourself become a spirit's victim. Do not let them push your buttons. Do not let them in your space. Stand very firm in your boundaries and keep standing firm in your boundaries until it actually works, because eventually they'll let up and they'll leave. Set your boundaries, uphold your boundaries, stay firm, believe in yourself. It'll work. If you continue to have problems, I feel for you. I really do. You may be doing all of the right things, and that may be why you came here in the first place, is you've been doing all the things and it's still not working. So then what? Number 1, if you continue to have super persistent problems, you could reach out to me. I may have suggestions, or here on YouTube you may be able to scroll and maybe other people will have suggestions. 2, you can talk to a church or whatever your spiritual leader is, whatever kind of congregation you go to. Talk to a spiritual leader. They may have suggestions or they may be able to help you. Number 3, go to your local hippie shop, your local metaphysical shop, and talk to them, because honestly, they very possibly could have good advice. I've talked to my local hippie shop multiple times about spiritual dilemmas I've had, and they had helpful advice every single time. For extreme cases that won't let up, I still have more suggestions, okay? Let's keep going. Get 4 crystals of one type. Let's say you're using selenite, because this is a self-cleansing crystal you will not have to go back to. It has high vibe energy. We love her. It's a 4-corner technique where you put 1 selenite at each corner of your bed. You could also do this at the room, 4 corners of the room. Or you do it at the 4 corners of your house. Do larger. If your house is not square or rectangular, you just put it 4 corners that would surround your house. You could do this with more crystals. You potentially could do this with less crystals. I think 4 is a very solid, stable number. 4 resonates with the Emperor in tarot. The Emperor is grounded, earthy energy. Okay, so 4 is a good number. I've done this before. I've done 4-corner technique with a bed and with a room, and it works very, very well. When you're placing the crystals, you have to focus very intensely on your intention, focus intensely on who you're asking to help with the intention, and if the crystals are moved, it may disrupt the intention, unfortunately. For example, one of my cats batted one of the crystals out of the 4 corners, and I had to reset all 4. So if any of them move, you'll have to reset all 4. But if they all stay in place, you're set. Another technique, if you have very extreme problems going on, is to use a salt barrier. This is more pagan, Wiccan, occult. For extreme cases, salt works, guys. Salt works. You would make a salt square or a salt circle around whatever space you're needing to protect, or if you have an object that's giving you problems, then you surround the object with salt. If you are more spiritually advanced, I have more suggestions. You can banish spirits away. You can cast a protection spell. Quick side note with spells, be very cautious and careful with any type of spell work. If you are clumsy, not thorough, not educated at making mistakes with your spell work, it can really come back to bite you in the ass. Be very mindful and cautious with anything spell related. That concludes our side note. You can create an energetic barrier around your home or around a specific space or around an object. You can create an energy barrier around yourself. I have a video already sharing about how to create energy barriers, and very soon I will be sharing how to create an energy barrier around a home or an object, and the video after that I'll be sharing what I do personally, how I do energy barriers in my personal life. You can assign spirit bodyguards to yourself, to your child, or to whoever needs protection. You can also assign spirit guards to your home, and they will protect it as if it is a fortress. Some other things to consider if you're still having problems. In my experience, the spirits that don't leave if you're doing all of the things are there for a reason. Have you asked who they are and what they want? Have you tried to find a way to live in peace with them rather than just getting rid of them? Sometimes, for example, people pass away and their soul continues to stay with a space or with a home. And those spirits may be very stubborn to leave. They may be making their presence known and you may be trying to get rid of them, but if you stop and ask them who they are and what they want, maybe they just want to coexist in the space with you. That could be worth a try. If they continue to still give you problems and they just do not want you in their house, you can force them to leave. And if forcing them to leave really just doesn't work, you may have to move. I've heard those stories. Another example is sometimes we have loved ones pass away and they start sending us very prominent signs trying to say like, hey, hi, I'm here, notice me, let's chat. And you may be noticing those super significant signs, just freaked out, scared, like what's happening? Go away. And sometimes we misread the signs that we're getting and just automatically jump straight to fear and worst case scenario, and many times it's not. So if we stop, slow down, ask who they are, ask what they want, sometimes we can figure that out. Some spirits will not leave you alone until you have some kind of a chat with them and get some kind of closure with them. That is key. They literally may not be able to go anywhere until they get closure. So they're waiting for you to give them that piece of closure so they can move on. Like I just said, the times I've had the most stubborn problems with spirits, it's because I needed to discuss something with them to have closure and then they could leave. We had unfinished business, guys. A tip for anyone out there. You've probably heard this, but I will remind you, don't fuck with demons, okay? Just don't do it. Sometimes you have curiosity, sometimes you're like, maybe we can be fine, maybe I can fix them, maybe I can help them. Don't do it. Don't do it, trust me. This also goes for dark souls, malicious souls, miserable souls, the dark tar puddle souls that are out there in the universe that come across your way and you're like, oh, maybe I could help you. Don't do it. If you come along any souls like this, if this is resonating for you, pass those souls on to higher power. Oh my gosh, I cannot urge this enough. Pass them on to higher power. You say, I really feel for you. I'm passing you on to higher power. I wish you all the best in your journey. I hope you uplift from this place that you're in and someone will help you, but that someone is not me. Ask that higher power help them move beyond this place that they are in, that they uplift them and help them move forward in their soul's journey. That's it. You just trust higher power to take it away. You do not have to help spirits. Just because a spirit comes to you, just because it crosses paths with you, just because it's in your space, just because it's very prominently trying to communicate with you, does not mean you are obligated to help them. It is not your job. You have full right to say, I give you love and I send you to someone else. That is my suggestion. That is personally what I do. Back in the day, I used to help a lot more spirits and I just don't do that anymore. That is today's video. That is how you get rid of unwanted spirits. These things have worked very effectively. I have tried so many things over the years and oh my gosh, there's so many suggestions out there, which is awesome, but there's a lot of information out there and it's hard to know what will actually be effective. I've done a lot, guys. This stuff works. I wish you all the best of luck with the spirit things you have going on in your life. And I hope the ones that surround you are uplifting, and I hope the ones you don't want to be there, get the fuck out. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to come back for more. If you enjoy spiritual content, I have an entire playlist of just spiritual videos. I also have lots of other things on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for watching. Come back. I put out new videos every Monday. It's Mayonnaise Monday. Mayonnaise Monday. Classic mayo. There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call?